Oh, hello, goody people. It's nice to see you again. And obviously, I'm going to be reviewing another Taizai Greatness chapter. Or, I'm sorry, not, I keep saying a chapter. It's not a chapter, it's an episode. Because it's an anime series and other stuff. Like, you know what I mean. Like, I'm going to be reviewing this episode, episode 4 of Nanatsu Taizai, because it's so good. Like, they fucking finally introduced him. Like, my man, my sin, Bond, sin of greed. The fuck sin of greed. That mother. You have to know, this is honestly by far my favorite episode because shit goes down in the episodes that are to come like real bad, and like they finally introduce my favorite character, Bond. You don't know how cool he is. He is balls beyond deep of awesomeness. That's not even an appropriate word to use or appropriate way to express it. Let's just say he is the man if you want somebody of reeking of awesomeness. He's my favorite character. He's so playful, so charismatic. So, sometimes people would say he comes off as a jerk and a dick, but he does it in a way that you just cannot hate him. You love him. I mean, it was shown very briefly in this episode. Like by the end of it, that scene was my favorite. I watched it like 3 times, just like whatever, because I had to go to bed and all that. But it was good because it fudge. Like they did this justice. Like they were right. Like they were right on point with what they needed to show, and the small bits they need to cut or whatever, because they adapted 3 chapters this time instead of the last. And like they're adapting like chapters pretty close, like pretty like that not that like that like they adapt them so properly that I'm just like I'm amazed like by this series so much, or by A1 Pictures, because of this adaptation of it. It's so good. Like the visuals look amazing, and everything is told how it should be. I do notice because I did read I own a volume and I have read most of the series. I'm up to date with it. They do some slight changes, but nothing like severe or whatever. Like maybe this character says these lines instead of this other one. They're still giving away the information that they should, but like some things, like they're not that big of a deal if you just change them up a little bit, or the scene just slightly because of one little difference or inconvenience, whatever. But they still play off the scenes and everything how they should be. Like, but I can still notice. I'm not exactly nitpicking that for sense. I'm just pointing it out because it's a thing that I come to notice because I've read the series and I go back reading the chapters to see if they adapted it properly. They're always adapting this properly. They are. They're just taking small, like liberties. That's all. Just maybe for time reasons and other stuff like that. But man, enough of that. Like let's get to this chapter. Like I'm sorry. Oh, I keep saying chapter. Like I'm so used to reading manga. I mean, like reviewing manga that I keep saying chapter, episode. There we go. But yeah, this episode is so amazing. We finished off. Or we show the last bit of the fight between Gilthunder and Meliodas, and we saw that last episode where we clearly tell that Meliodas was fucking with Gilthunder and just like took the attack so he can get some info on the other sins that he was trying to find, and I love how even after all this, Meliodas just keeps toying with Gilthunder, and it's awesome. Like he just evades every single attack that Gilthunder throws at him, and then by the end of it, when they bid their farewells, they're where Gilthunder's like, "This is the end of you," like your goodbyes, and then Meliodas goes like, "Bye bye," and then Diane fucking grabs him and throws him like, whew, that ball went far. So far that he fucking crashed like a meteor inside a fucking church and just got everyone, the building like semi-demolished and everyone just severely injured, and he just walked out like a badass. That played out the exact same way like it did in the freaking chapter and in volumes. Like it's a proper adaptation. Like this is so good. Like I love it. Oh man, like oh yeah, this is good. Okay. But not fanboying or minimize the fanboying, but yeah, we have that. Then we have Diane and the whole, and Meliodas and Elizabeth and Hawk just heading towards the direction of the dungeon that they have the Foxen of Greed and incarcerated and all that, the jail cells, whatever the hell, like that place, and because it's the closest place near. That's how Meliodas phrases. He's like, well, it's the closest place near, so I figured we'd go there first. And the Hog's like, really? That okay, that's a bit odd, but that's how you justify it. But yeah, we have that bit. And then we after that we get to show that the Meliodas actually did receive a major injury, like that did affect him. He the attack that Gilthunder struck on him, and he was like strong enough to hold it in for like some time, like, or maybe it wasn't really affecting him at the moment, like it's not exactly all that clear. And then like when he was like like he just caved in like when nobody was watching. Oh yeah, he was trying to be a macho man, like tough guy, which he is, like just by saying it doesn't hurt, like it's fine, like it's a small wound, like no, but actually it did deeply affect him because Gilthunder ain't somebody you mess with. Okay, another thing really good I want to point out is like I love the where I watched this time that they did a proper subbing of it because because I know these chapters and I know some of the dialogue like, specifically that characters say in specific chapters, so I knew that last episode. They did change a few things where they didn't quite translate them properly. Like, how do I admit? They didn't add the line how it was supposed to be said. So that's why I was like, oh, yeah. From what the last, I don't know which fan sub I watched this time. Like, I had to wait, like, freaking 2 days to watch it because it didn't come out on Sunday. And Monday, I had to wait the entire day until night to get the sub and download and watch it. But yeah, they had the little part where, Meliodas calls Gilthunder Little Gil because that's how he was nicknamed. Like that's the little nickname that Meliodas has for Gilthunder. But the problem, they didn't show that last time. But I just want to point out that little fact because, like, yeah, the subs were far better this time than they were last time. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, we have that. We go to a nearby village or town that's close to the dungeon, the closest one to the dungeon. So because we need to treat Meliodas' wounds because he's injured and all that, and he's not gonna be no good in this condition that he is currently. And after that, we get to show a bit of Diane's past, like how she came to know the captain, how she came to, be so in love with him and all that. And it was actually I liked it a lot because it showed how it showed an aspect of actual things that happen in real life. Where people mistreat you just because you're different, which you shouldn't, because everyone in a sense is exactly they're the same. We're all human in a sense, except she's a giant. Like you know what I mean? Like we're all people. We all should be banding together and learning to work with each other, not just because of one inconvenience or one big or small one, no matter what size. You're gonna shun somebody and just be rude to them and mean like that. Like racism and all that stuff. Like I like that they are kind of somewhat racist, or you can allude to the fact that it's racism because they're picking on Diane, she's a giant and all that, and these people are just like these humans are ganging up these soldiers on Diane and all that, and then Meliodas comes in to save, and it shows that he's a good human. He's a human that cares about no matter what you are, how you look like or whatever. He's there for you because you're a person. He's there. He's a people's person. Somebody you can rely on and that won't turn you away just because you're different. I love that about him. I like showing that face of humanity and showing the good and the bad. But yeah, I love that scene. It was really good. It was a bit of a tearjerker, if you could say, like ah, or a bit of an ah. But yeah, that was great. Then we have the Weird Fang, that's how they call it, sorry. Weird Fang are, one of the members of the Weird Fang is attacking the village and all that with their insect-like abilities and powers. And then Diane fucking comes in and I'm scared of bugs. And that little thing about Diane, I'm loving it. It's like I know it's there, that's how she is, because I've read it a while back. But I love just getting to see it all in anime form and all that. But I like how she puts aside her little fears and whatever and says, if it's for the captain, I will do anything. And she goes ham on those fucking insects using her ability. And just for those of you who don't know, she has the ability to control or shape, matter. I don't know exactly how to explain it. They'll eventually explain it in the show. But to control Earth, If anyone, if you guys watch Avatar, basically she's in a sense an earthbender, but it's only ability that's solely based for her or for her clan, to be more precise. The portion of the giant clan that she is it from. Because in this world, a lot of people like have special abilities, like Gilthunder has the ability to to summon lightning or to control lightning, and it's not all elemental. They're all very different, very cool in their own way, and the abilities that everyone has. It's it's great. Yeah, I think they'll explain Bond and Meliodas soon enough. Yeah, they will. Like I know they will, and they'll both have great abilities. Yeah. But that's not the point. The point is we have that. She says protect the captain or take care of him because I can't do that. So I'm gonna go and get Bond from the fucking dungeons that they're keeping him in, occupied in. Incarcerated in. That's what I mean. Yeah, we have that. We have the challenge. After that, we get this scene where another member of the weird Fang comes in, like teleports in the room. Apparently, it looks like it. And just like because the doctor was working with them to poison Meliodas for some kind of reason that we still don't know. I know, but I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna have to watch the episode next week to figure it out. But yeah, he poisoned because they were obviously like blackmailing or something like that. Obviously, and they he poisoned Meliodas. He says it was a mixture of a bunch of poisons, and now he's gonna sleep. He's gonna die in his own sleep and all that. And then this guy, the weird Fang, comes in, like I said, and all that stuff, and that's set up for the next episode. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come, come in. And last scenes we have, which is my favorite scene, which is where we get fucking Bond. I'm like, yes, his voice actor is amazing. I love it. And it makes sense that I think I've never heard this guy before. And it makes sense because I checked his once I finished watching the episode. I checked his his performances, all the other things he's done, whatever worked on. And he's done like not even five, like 3 things that I've watched. Not even like watched a lot. All the other things that the projects, and like he's apparently a singer and a voice actor, which would make sense because Bond has a little thingy thing when he does a lot of his sentences, which I love. I didn't quite get to notice them much in this episode, but I did go and I read the chapters, that showed up and all that. He wasn't singing much in that scene. But he has this thing where he does in the sentences, he kind of sings them out. I think it was a perfect choice to cast somebody who sounds badass and who's a singer, so he can, do the little singing thing that Bond likes. I love him. It's hilarious and it just fits the character because he's so cool and weird. But yeah, man, Bond is my favorite character. He's gonna kick so much ass. Like, oh god. And by the way, you guys, like, you saw how he fucking took all of Jericho's fucking sword slash and just he dodged them and just like he got a cool ass shave and haircut from Jericho. And I like how he's teasing Jericho and just like messing with him, saying you got promise, kid. You can little brat. You got talent being a barber. And he's like, that just pisses Jericho off so much. And it's fun, like really it is like seeing all of this glory that I love seeing on page. I mean that I already read on page. Seeing it be animated, it makes me so happy, and I'm hoping all of you guys out there that are watching this series, are enjoying it to the max because this thing is gonna be, it's glorious. It's a big roller coaster ride of awesomeness, and you will not be disappointed by the end of it. I mean, by the end of the anime, because obviously they're gonna have to end at a certain point because it's only 24 episodes, released this season. But season 2 is gonna be great and all that. If you want to know more, you can just read the manga if you want later. But like, I would still suggest this is going to be like just watch the entire anime, and read the manga later if you want. But like, it really doesn't do anything because they're doing a good adaptation. Like, they're like you can just go back to fill in some small gaps and that's it. They didn't mess anything up at all. Like, this is not Tokyo Ghoul. I constantly say it because I'm happy it's not like it's not like they fucked up way bad and you have to read the manga to understand or to get a better sense of what it is that's going on. No, they're definitely doing this like straight from the page. They're just cutting little details that just to trim away from this time reasons, and they're doing it right. Like they're cutting unnecessary things or just things that don't matter. Because every anime is going to do that. But like basically, they're doing the adaptation properly. So if you want to read the manga now, while also watching the anime, fine. But if you want to be surprised and see awesomeness in action, I would just recommend you to solely watch the anime until it's over. then go read the manga to fill in some small gaps and to continue the story from where it stopped in the anime, obviously. Just saying. But yeah, I enjoyed fondly this episode. So much good stuff happening. This is my favorite episode so far, so I'm going to score it a 9 out of 10. Oh god, I can't wait for next week. Next week, we got more fun and awesomeness. So, I've been going on for quite a while. So with that said, I'll see you soon. Hopefully with something new. Bye!